During a visit to the NASA Space Center in 1962, President Kennedy famously asked a janitor what he was doing, to which he replied, "I'm helping put a man on the moon." To most people, he was just cleaning the building. But the point is that we all have a part to play. And it's the same when we're preserving and promoting historic castles, manors, and estates. To me, democratisation is about involving more people at more levels of our work, about better access, more diversity and inclusivity, greater knowledge sharing. And COVID has certainly accelerated the process. We've just heard from our Spanish partners about the role of digital technology. But what other opportunities are there? What lessons can we draw? And how can we better rebalance our structures to focus more on our users and their needs? So digital engagement is helping people develop more intimate two-way relationships with historic sites. And organisations like the National Trust are becoming more permeable, more responsive, and they're listening harder too. And after all, our collections and places exist for the benefit of people. We've seen over COVID and in the debates about social justice just how relevant and essential they can be. Rather than focusing on the sanctity of our collections as if they'd never changed, we must listen to communities about how they want to use their heritage. In August, the National Trust launched a massive consultation about its organisational reset. And this Tuesday, a national and international conversation about links to slavery and colonialism. Change isn't always easy, and organisations facing tough choices post-COVID will find it hard to please everyone, as you can see. For a while though, coronavirus put the historic Manor House back at the heart and centre of the community. At Blickling Hall in Norfolk, National Trust staff donated cafe items, fruit from the garden, Easter eggs to local food banks, including this pop-up one in an old telephone box. They delivered bunches of flowers from the garden to local people, including a nurse, a couple celebrating their diamond anniversary, and a family with a new baby. Even closed National Trust properties were doing their best to support people's well-being, and particularly volunteers. The change in volunteer demographics has been dramatic over COVID, with many older people in those more vulnerable groups. We've seen an increase in demand amongst younger, more urban volunteers wanting to help out in nature. And our friends at the Gelderland Trust have had KLM cabin crew volunteering their incredible customer service and language skills in support of visitor welcome staff. We're going to hear more about staycations and local heritage in a bit, but with increasing distrust of public transport, places on people's doorsteps have become really popular, particularly again to urban populations with less access to cars. A general manager in Yorkshire told me recently that the crisis has brought a more diverse, more urban, lower socioeconomic audience to the property, which is something that they've been trying to do for years. It takes us back really to the founders of the National Trust and their desire to bring city dwellers out to the countryside, but also that idea, that Victorian sense of identifying a problem and taking action. After COVID, I think we will see a more DIY approach to heritage conservation, with new groups self-mobilising to protect the places they love. We can debate whether statue toppling is democratic or not, but on our last webinar, we heard a great story from Heers Castle in Flanders, and it's similar to the work of the Czech National Trust at Rožmitál Castle in Bohemia, where a group of local people have taken direct action to intervene at a heritage site under threat. COVID has also, in a strange way, made it easier for people to connect with others working in the same field, to share knowledge, to attend conferences like this one, which may have been inaccessible before. And one of the things that has stood out for me over the crisis has been people's willingness to work together, to learn from and support one another, including the Innocastle partners. So I hope there are some ideas there that we saw during quarantine and lockdown that we might want to keep post-COVID. And thank you very much.